Okay, we got it there. Okay, hey everybody, feel free to get seconds. There is plenty of sausage, eggs, and hash browns. The pancakes are coming out fresh. So every once in a while you're going to see a student here walking up with a tray of pancakes. If you want more, you can raise your arm. Or if you're not afraid to be bold, or if you want to be more discreet, they'll come to you. So.
I'm from here, and I'm looking forward to challenging myself spiritually and helping fix stuff in San Francisco.
And now it's me again. So now for those joining us online, we're starting the broadcast.
Hey, my name is Jibin. I'm from India, and yeah, part of the reason why I want to go to the trip is the verse, Matthew chapter 25, verse 40. The king will reply, truly I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me.
My name is Ryoga from Japan, and I'm excited to make food for them. And I like to help people, so I'm excited to, I think this is a good opportunity to help people. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Jason, and I'm from Taiwan. And there was a week Josh was trying to help the homeless. So after that week, I also realized I want to help the homeless. So that's the reason why I want to come to the trip.
All right, so, get my spot here. Must be in a naughty spot. The down button, right? Yes, okay, so here's what we're going to be looking at tonight. We're going to look at a biblical vision. We're going to look at the need, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about Bay Area Rescue Mission, where we're going. We're going to talk about our role in the mission, and then we're going to talk about a couple of transformed lives, and then we'll talk about our fundraising goals. So let's go ahead and we'll take a look. So biblical vision. Let's read this verse together. This is, for a little context, this is coming from Isaiah chapter 58, which is about the meaning of fasting. And I love this chapter. If you get a chance later, read the whole chapter. But kind of the context here is Isaiah is encouraging the people, don't just fast just to stop eating food. The reason is to give you a heart for the homeless. And then he talks about how to fast properly with the right heart, and then the effect that it has on society. Let's read this. Is not this fast that I choose to loose the bonds of wickedness and undo the straps of the yoke, to let the oppressed go free and to break every yoke? Is it not to share your bread with the hungry and bring the homeless and poor into your house? When you see the naked, to cover him and not to hide yourself from your own flesh. So here, you can see it's very important for us to help the homeless. It says here, welcome the homeless and poor into your house even. But as we know, as in living today, that a lot of homeless people sometimes have drug addiction problems. You may not actually want to invite them into your house. So what should we do? Support homeless missions, right? And then this is the effect. This is the effect that it's going to have on the society. If we help the homeless, then your light shall break forth like the dawn, and your healing shall spring up speedily. Your righteousness shall go before you, and the glory of the Lord shall be your rear guard. So if we're helping the homeless, the poor, those in need, there's a promise of God that He's going to protect us. He's going to look after us and take care of us. And it's going to transform your whole society. So let's talk a little bit about the need in the Bay Area. Oh, also, one other thing. I'm going to pause right here. College students, if you want to eat right now, you can. So go ahead and this is your time to eat while I'm talking. See how happy they got? I want everybody to be happy here tonight. Okay, so yeah, there's 34,000 homeless people in the Bay Area in any given night. 26% are homeless because they lost their job. 69% are homeless people who struggle with a mental or physical disability. And from my experience going down to this mission, that's true. A lot of the people there do have a mental or physical disability. Over half the homeless are experiencing PTSD or some kind of emotional trauma. 42% of the homeless struggle with addiction. So I just wanted to show some of those stats. There's a real need in the Bay Area, and it's good for us to support homeless missions down there. And I also want to point out, a lot of times, sometimes you'll hear people say the things like, oh, the reason why that person is homeless is because they're lazy and they just need to pull themselves up by their own bootstraps. As you can see, sometimes it's a little more complicated than that, isn't it? A lot of times there's other factors contributing. And I think Martin Luther King Jr. has a great quote. He said, "It's cruel to tell a man to pull himself up by his own bootstraps if he's not wearing any boots." And so you can see that sometimes that's the case. Sometimes people are not wearing any boots. We need to give them some boots and then help them in that way. So let's talk a little bit about Bay Area Rescue Mission, where we're going to support. So they offer comprehensive care. They offer emergency shelter services to men, women, and kids. They have a life transformation program, which includes spiritual, emotional help, and job training. And I always think this is a great thing if they have a program. This means it's a really good mission. They're going to help their spiritual needs, their emotional needs, and then they also place them in jobs. And the people commit to the program, they go upstairs, and it's just very well organized. They have a transitional housing program too. So raise your hand if you were at our last mission dinner where we went to Mountain States Children's Home. Anybody was at that? Yeah, so this is a pattern. So a good mission or a good program, they recognize that the hardest time for the people is actually right after they graduate the program. This is true for orphans, and it's also true for homeless people. They have troubles adjusting from the very structured environment to the non-structured environment. Bay Area Rescue Mission also has this. Like I said, you start in the big room, then you move upstairs, you get your own room with a locker, and then you move off campus. They help pay part of your rent, and then finally you pay your full rent. It's a very well-organized mission. They also have a food pantry. And it really does transform lives. This guy right here in the middle, the man dressed in blue, his name is Joe Q, and he told us his story last time we went down there. And he said he had been addicted to drugs and alcohol for 3 years, and he walked past the mission every day. And one day, he looked up at the sign and he said, you know what? I've been wasting the last 3 years of my life. Maybe I should give the next year to God and join the program. So he joined the program there, and he learned that he was a good cook. They got him in their culinary program, and then Joe actually got to travel to Italy and study Italian cooking there. And he became a really great chef. And you can see he makes these delicious calzones. And when he's cooking, man, it's like you can tell he puts his heart into those dishes. And he's a good enough chef now. He could get a job elsewhere. But he said, no, I'm going to stay here. And I'm going to help people like me get to the next step and get free and get out of bondage. So that's just a great story there. So what's our role going to be in the mission? So our role is support. We are going to provide labor, and we're going to teach kids Bible classes. So we're short-term missionaries. Our goal is to take the burden off the staff there and to give them a little break so that they can do other administrative things, and we do some of the grunt work, right? So this is us from previous years. You'll recognize there's Jason. And we were scrubbing the gunk off of the freezer floor. A bunch of freezer gunk had built up. And sometimes we paint, sometimes we fix things. We do whatever they need us to do. And then we also teach the kids' classes, Bible classes at night in kind of a fun and interactive way. So I told you about Joe's story and his transformed life. The mission transforms people, homeless people there, but it also transforms our college students. This you'll probably recognize as Tony. And Tony became a Christian at UCC. And one of the things that I'm going to go and advance to the next slide there. But one of the things that Tony said when he became a Christian, one of the contributing factors, one of the main contributing factors is, he said, I went down to the Bay Area Rescue Mission, and it really changed the way that I look at poverty. In China, he was taught that poor people are bad and lazy, and then he went down to the mission, and he realized, especially the kids, those are innocent kids that need help. It really touched his heart, and to see Christians just giving their money and giving their lives and giving their time to help the homeless really had an impact on him, and it's one of the things that led him to Jesus. So it transforms our team as well. We've got about 50% Christian and 50% non-Christian on our trip, so it's a double mission. We're also going to the gospel is going to be shared with our team. So here's a question. How many of you were here last mission dinner? A good portion of you, I think. So you might be thinking, hey, didn't we have a surplus from last year? Yes, we did, and I didn't spend all of it, okay? We still have over $1,000 left from last year. So you might be saying, well, so why are you asking us for more money? Great question. I'll tell you, right? Firstly, I got some needs, some dreams, some visions for UCC. Firstly, we need to paint UCC this summer. So you can see here the paint's getting kind of worn. They're down close to the roof, and then everywhere it's getting a little bit patchy. This is true for the front and both of the sides. Ironically, the back looks great, but that's the part that we don't need to look great. So I talked to a painting company, and they said, I thought, well, maybe we'll just get the top half painted. And they said $30,000. So obviously that's too much, but we still need to raise some money, and we're probably going to have to put in some sweat to paint this thing, right? To paint it ourselves will be cheaper, which is probably what I'll be doing, and some of you will be, I hope, helping me this summer. I'm thinking that's going to cost $5,000 to $10,000. I haven't done a formal estimate on that, but that's one of the things why I'm asking for more donations. Another thing I'd like is a fall UCC intern. This would cost about $7,000. I would like someone for October, November, December. This is kind of just a dream I have. And you can see here, this is a typical fall trip for us. We usually get 20 or 30 students to come. And just the nature of our ministry, I can't have Bible studies with all of them, right? There's always more people that want to study the Bible than I'm able to study with every year. So I would love to have an intern in the fall to help connect with some of these. And you can see in this group some familiar faces, Jason and Masataka, and Bo, who's actually a smiley face. They all connected and were able to have Bible studies with them, but the rest, I just didn't have time. And so they kind of slipped through the cracks. There's a young man that I've been chatting with, and he has the skills needed, and he's got the desire to be our intern. He would be a great candidate. So if we could raise an extra $7,000, that could be something that we do, is get a fall intern. I would also like to have a summer college student children's ministry intern. The summer is a little shorter, so that would cost about $6,000. This would be good. I think we've got a lot of kids at our church, and it's growing, especially babies. In the next 3 or 4 years, I think maybe we could use a children's ministry intern. Those are some of my dreams. Other ways you could help. If you say, well, I don't have that much money to contribute, we still need 3 sleeping bags for the trip. This is another way you could help contribute. But now let's go ahead and let's talk about the money, how much money we need to raise. So to send 8 missionaries, we've got 8 people that want to go this year, including myself. So this mission will cost $16,005. So you can see that's a pretty low price. 1,600, yes, not 16,000. Right. I always mess that up. Always. Yeah, don't give me single-digit thousands. It's very difficult for me. 1,600 to go on the trip. If you want to give 16,000, though, let's go right ahead. So that's the cost for 8 people. And if you think about, if you're going on a vacation, just one person, it's going to be about 1,000, right? And this is the whole 8 people for a week. So it's an affordable mission. The next $400 we raise past $1,600 will go to the mission. I always like to make a donation to the mission if I can. It kind of promotes goodwill, and they say, okay, these students aren't just coming to take, they're also giving. Right? And then if we get more than 2,500, that's my total goal, the amount that I hope we get. More than that goes to the general fund. So the first 2,000 will go to this mission trip. After that, going to the general fund. And then I also said, so here's a breakdown. These numbers are not going to be quite right because the tables got all shuffled around, which is fine. So that's the total we need. So it's about $40 per person and about $286 per table, but that's wrong because because we have 10 tables instead of 8. That was a calculation for 8 tables. So actually, it's about $200 per table because we have 10 tables. So now don't feel pressure. So some tables will give more and some tables will give less. Okay, so don't feel pressure about that. Just give what you're able to give, what you have in your heart to give, and don't feel any pressure. That's just giving you a general number. If you think, well, how much should I give? How much do they need? That's what we need. So, yeah, and here's another breakdown if we want to go big. Okay, last year we did 5,800, which was awesome. So that would be $800 per table. If you want to do that, I'm not going to stop you. Okay, so there's those things. And actually, I'm going to go back here and write these numbers on the board because next we're going to go to the QR code for the last thing here. You know, I'm on those angles, Mark. And then that's about. Okay, so here's how the auction works. So you're going to pick your top 5 desserts and write it on your packet. On your packet, you will write it there. It's not a note card, actually. It's just on your packet. Decide as a table how much you would like to give, and then put the money into the envelope. Put the money into the envelope, check or cash. The table that contributes will get their first taste at the desserts. And then we have to say this, so this is not technically an auction. We're all going to share anything. So afterward, you get the first taste of what you want. But if somebody walks around to your table and wants to sample it, then please allow them. And it's very important. This is a dessert potluck. It is not a dessert auction. No goods or services were received for these donations. Okay, these are pure donations. If it's an auction, it gets very, very complex for Maria. So we want to save her some work. We have to assume each of these is worth $75 and then subtract it from the total for each person. It's very complex. So it's not an auction, okay? Yes? So yes, it is a Christian mission. It started as a Church of Christ mission, I believe, and some of the directors are still, but it's moved to being not only Church of Christ. It's an ecumenical, board that runs it now. So, but I would say they're very supportive of the biblical truth. And when UCC comes, this will kind of give you an idea because we know the director well. Chapman University used to come with us, and then UCC, and they said, we want UCC teaching because we think they're going to teach the biblical truth to our kids. So this is a good a mission that respects Church of Christ beliefs. Like I said, it is a little broader than that now, but it started as a Church of Christ mission. So, anybody else have questions about the mission before we move on to how to, anything we talked about? Any questions about anything we talked about tonight? Okay, so everybody think we understand how the fundraiser is working. Many of you are veterans, so you know how to do this. So here's the ways to give. You can put cash or check in the envelope. If it's cash, we can't do tax deduction. If it's a check, we can. You can donate online at osucc.com and click Give and select Missions. Then if you do that, write an IOU and put it in the envelope. If you give online, things don't process for 1 or 2 days. So if you're giving online, write an IOU and tell us how much you're pledging to give. Then we'll count that for the total. So if you're donating online and you're watching the broadcast, this is probably a small number of people, but I'm not sure. You're going to email Jason an IOU. Same thing I just talked about. You're going to email it to him, and that's his email. So, and then he'll check that right before. Oh, and also you can scan the QR code. That will take you to the online giving. And it'll be very simple from there. If you need, yes, Jen and Dylan. Oh, good point. So Jen just asked, what do we make the check out to? Okay, this was a great question. So make your checks out to University Christian Center, and in the memo line, write mission trip. Mission trip. Good, there we go. Any other questions? Yeah, that's good. Okay, so yeah, I'll go write it for you at your table. Yep. Anybody else having trouble reading? Yeah. Well, this way everybody can see. Yeah. It would just take a second for me to write this, so I'll do it. Yeah, University Christian Center mission trip in the memo. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, I was going to talk about what all the desserts are, too. Do people just want to come up and look? That's okay. Yeah, we can do it that way. I'll read for those who are sitting down. So, we have Darla has strawberry pies here. We've got a vegan chocolate pie by Maria. We have Marionberry cobbler by Lauren's grandma. If it's grandma made, it must be good. We've got bread pudding with lemon sauce. What is it? Oh, daffodil lemon sauce. Yep. And that's by Kathy Brooks. We have a chocolate mixed nut pie. Anonymous. What?
That's one big brownie.
Oh, and we have a giant brownie here. An apple pie. Cinnamon roll apple cobbler. Mark Johnson's lemon squares. Oh, it says hands off. Okay, that's. Yeah. We've got trifle made by Jen Boss, and then looks like some hand pies, fruit hand pies, and then a red velvet cream cheese bundt cake from Lydia. Is that right? Oop. Almost stepped on you there. Yeah, so go ahead. You can take a look, place your bets, or bids. Okay, the apple pie and brownie by Becky.
Are we supposed to put them on the outside here, like that?
Yeah, you did it exactly correct.
Okay.
We get to sample each other.
We can sample afterward. You got to pay first. Yeah. And when you're done with everything, this is a perfect example here. They've got the total, and then they've got their top 5 desserts. When you're done, go ahead and take it back. Where's Jason? Hey, Jason, come up here with me. So when you're done and your envelope looks like this, we're going to give it to Jason. Okay, select somebody from your table to give it to Jason, and he's going to count it. This is a perfect example. online to write those IOUs and indicate how much you're donating and from whom. From whom? Yeah, that's true. We need more than this, don't we? Hang on. So this will be fun. So now we're going to have table axe throwing contests. So you need to pick who you think will be your best axe thrower at your table. And Darla made an extra pie, so the winning axe thrower gets one of Darla's delicious strawberry pies. All right, so hey there, buddy. You got something, don't you? Here from table 1, representative is Dave Franklin. Yes. He is a veteran, everyone. He may be a deadeye. We'll see. I need to get where I can see. Oh, a little low. A little high. Okay. Here comes Cody Parsons. Is it? Yes, all right. Is this table 2? Table 2, okay. Cody. Here comes table 3, Virgil. Oh, yes! Well, we knew he was the best dressed, and it looks like he's the best axe thrower as well. Hey! too much.
Yeah, it's all
Okay.
okay.
Oh, all right. Okay. I think Cody's going to redo because he didn't realize that there was pie on the line. So, yeah. He let his kids do it, so because he thought it was just playing around.
Do we want to let him get a retry? All right, one more try.
Go, Cody.
Don't fail.
No pressure.
Oh. All right. Eric, did we have any ties? Did we have any ties? Did two people get 3?
In second place, in third place, table 3 with 2. In second place, table 6 with 5. But in first place, table 4 with 6 points.
All right. The table 4.
There's no favoritism here. Don't hurt me.
Yeah. Table 4, you can come and get your strawberry pie. I'll take it back to you. It's your reward for winning, yes. Yeah, you're all going to practice your axe throwing this year, aren't you? For next year, you'll be ready to go. Okay, so the totals are in. Let's go ahead and announce it, and then we'll eat our dinner. Okay, so let's see. I think I should do the individuals first, and then I'll do the total that we raised, right? Okay, so in maybe I'll do the top 3. Oh no, everybody needs to know, right? Everybody needs to know. Oh wait. Oh, I got to do a little figuring here. Hey, keep going, kids. We got to figure out because I got to assign it to you. You don't just. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. All right. All right, okay, everybody, here we're going to go through the individuals, and then we're going to announce the total. So, the winning table was table 6, and table 6, you get the strawberry cheesecake. That was your first choice. They donated $700. Oh, I should go in. Yes, good job. Yes, give them a hand. I should go in the opposite order, ascending order. Table 1, you guys get the hand pies. Table 7, you get the fruit trifle. Table 5 is coming in next. You get the apple pie. Table 3 coming in next. You get the Marionberry cobbler. Table 2 is next. And table 2, you get Mark Johnson's lemon bars. Here's the top 3. Table 9, contributing $450. You get the brownie, the large brownie, which was your first choice. Table 4, yes, you can give them a hand. Table 4 donated what looks like $655. And you get the cinnamon roll apple cobbler, which was your first choice. And then table 6 was the winner, which I think I already announced. And they get the, what did I say for them? The rubber chicken. They get the strawberry cheesecake. So everybody can go pick up your desserts. Please enjoy them, share them. Oh, did I not do table 10? Okay. Table 10, you got, I don't know how I missed you. You were right in the middle, and you got the red velvet cake. Red velvet cake. So you can go ahead and get your desserts, enjoy them. You're legally required to share, so if people ask it, you got to share. And then everybody just enjoy yourself, and when you're done, the last thing you can do when you leave is just take your chair and move it to the side. Yep. Good, yes, enjoy those desserts. And we did raise a total tonight of $3,419, so give yourselves a hand. We are going to San Francisco with a good cushion, so thank you. There's also a photo booth back there with some lumberjack props. If you want to take a photo, that's great. And also, everyone, if you took good photos tonight, text or email them to me. That would be great. Hey, buddy.